During Sunday's game between the Indiana Fever and Seattle Storm, tensions flared as the match neared its conclusion. The friction between Fever coach Christy Sides and Storm coach Noelle Quinn became palpable when the two exchanged sharp words on the sidelines. The likely cause of the confrontation was Indiana's decision to keep its starters on the court while Seattle had already substituted in their bench players, a move that may have been perceived as unsportsmanlike by the Storm. The heated exchange underscored the intensity of the game and added an extra layer of drama to the matchup, leaving fans buzzing about the unexpected sideline clash. As the game was slipping away from the Storm, Fever rookie guard Caitlin Clark appeared to get involved. The Jumbotron at Cambridge Fieldhouse showed her seemingly telling the Storm players to stop crying while they were in the middle of the heated exchange between Sides and Quinn. The Indiana Fever's recent victory over the Seattle Storm has ignited significant conversation, particularly given the pre-game expectations. Nearly all betting odds favored Seattle, a team that had not only bested the Fever in their last two matchups, but was also considered a strong playoff contender. However, the game's unexpected conclusion has sparked a wave of discussion, especially after new footage surfaced that cast Storm coach Noelle Quinn in a negative light. The video, which has been widely circulated, highlights what many are calling a lack of sportsmanship from Quinn following the Storm's surprising loss. This incident has raised concerns about professionalism within the league, with critics arguing that such behavior from a coach undermines the integrity of the sport. Outkick, in their posts on X, pointed out that the league's struggle with viewership is no surprise one. The expected level of professionalism from coaches and players seems to be lacking. The controversy has not only drawn attention to the game itself, but also sparked broader discussions about the standards of conduct in the WNBA, leaving fans and analysts questioning how such incidents impact the league's image and growth. Caitlin Clark's influence on the league remains a hot topic, and recent events have only added fuel to the fire. In a video that's been making the rounds, Caitlin Clark is seen taking a hard shot from a Seattle player while heading back to her team. The hit was noticeable, and it clearly escalated tensions, with Seattle's coach Noelle Quinn visibly furious on the sidelines. Quinn seemed to believe that Indiana's coach, Christy Sides, should have pulled her starters earlier, adhering to the unwritten sportsmanship rule often referred to as emptying the bench. However, this is professional basketball, where the stakes are high, and the game is played to win. There's no official rule that dictates when a coach must pull their starters, and it's often these unwritten rules that can lead to frustration and conflicts on the court. The incident highlights the intense emotions and competitive nature that come with the sport, and it sparked further discussions about sportsmanship, professionalism, and the unwritten codes that govern behavior in high-stakes games. Watching her in-person twistians against the Aces and Ones at the All-Star Games is elite. She is the pinnacle at passing the basketball. So, Quinn gets right in Sides' face. And honestly, there's no reason for that. It shows a real lack of sportsmanship. And then she just walks away, making Seattle's coach look really petty and unprofessional. Coaches often reflect their players' poor behavior, especially when dealing with someone like Caitlin Clark. They just don't seem ready for the level of success this league has achieved. It's time to mature and manage emotions better. When there's a player talking trash, what are we doing in response? It's just hard to believe. Ow, there's another video that just surfaced showing Caitlin Clark right there on the sideline, clearly fired up and letting it be known. Honestly, the Storm needs to get their feelings under control. They can't seem to handle this team or Clark's fame and achievements. Caitlin Clark isn't backing down from anyone, and I found this video circulating of Noelle Quinn calling herself a gangster from law. Seriously, is this what the league has come to? Take a look. Your starting power forward came in here and described you as a gangster. Like that. She said that you are a gangster. Would you describe yourself as a gangster? Sure would. Straight up. She said, when I mention the word gangster, I don't mean it in a bad way. It's just how I think. Is it really a bad thing to refer to yourself like that? These were her thoughts after the game during the press conference. Caitlin Clark has truly made waves in this league, and it's been incredible to watch. However, I'm struck by the unprofessional reactions from some players and coaches. We've got seasoned coaches like Noelle Quinn, Cheryl Reef, and Becky Hammond, who have multiple championships under their belts. Yet they seem to be acting out of pettiness and envy when a rookie from Iowa steps in. It's clear that this situation has stirred up a lot of discussions. It seems like frustrations are boiling over for Coach Quinn and her team. Let's not forget about sportsmanship. It's pretty shocking that Quinn took issue with Clark encouraging the crowd to cheer at the game's end. Seriously, Clark just set the WNBA rookie assist record for the season and broke the Fever's record for most three-pointers in a single game, with 29 points, 9 assists, and 5 rebounds. And this was a problem for Seattle's coach. Honestly, it's a bit pathetic. This whole thing is just wild. They were playing in Indiana on their home turf. It's not like she was standing on the Dallas Cowboys star, like Terrell Owens did. Keep it going. Sissy, you just took down one of the top teams in the WNBA, and they can't seem to handle it. It's wild and honestly a bit crazy. Clearly, Caitlin Clark is doing something right. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a really fun game. Like, these fans have just been crazy and so into it. And I feel like, especially with how we started the season, I feel like they definitely deserve it. And I think they're starting to see how much potential this team has. Let's talk about sportsmanship from the Storm. I bet there have been times when they didn't pull their players right away after a big win. They're just upset. I don't recall them easing up on us when they were dominating earlier in the season. Coach Quinn is being a sore loser. For real, to be honest. I also have an issue with Christy Sides for allowing this kind of behavior from Noelle Quinn tonight. Yes, 16,000 people is very exciting, but she should have told Quinn to back off and return to her side of the court. That's what I would have done. Show some passion and defend your team instead of just giving in. Caitlin is quickly becoming an all-WNBA caliber point guard. And despite their rough start, the Fever are now the team no one wants to face in the playoffs, all thanks to Rookie of the Year Caitlin Clark. It's disappointing to see such poor sportsmanship from Seattle. Alright, let's break this down. Why Seattle's coach was out of line. She was straight up ignorant and loud about it. 2. A lot of people are saying this is a race issue. And I have to agree, it's a good thing because they have a new fan and a new viewer in me. Bro, it ain't hype. Why I'll keep on talking. She great white hype. But they keep talking about she the great. Ain't no hype. Why all said the same thing about Larry Bird. I remember. I'm old enough to remember. Noelle Quinn didn't like seeing a white girl beat them so badly. And that's exactly what happened. There's a lot of that going on in this league. It's crazy how quickly things change from she's overrated to have mercy. That's good. Caitlin Clark has completely captivated basketball fans, leaving everyone in awe of her skills. She's been nothing short of phenomenal. And as people like to say, yeah, let that girl cook. Watching her play in the All-Star game was a reminder of just how elite she truly is, especially when it comes to passing. She's at the pinnacle of that craft. And it's clear she's operating on another level. I found myself tuning into the WNBA on Sunday and wondering, how did we get here? There's no denying that Clark's success has stirred up a lot of emotions. Some people seem to struggle with the fact that their new superstar is a straight, white player, and the attention she's receiving has sparked a bit of controversy. But here's the irony, all that attention just helped secure a massive TV media rights deal for the league. It's a reminder that while some may be upset about the spotlight shining on Clark, it's undeniable that her presence is benefiting the WNBA in ways that can't be ignored. She's not just playing the game, she's changing it. And in doing so, she's bringing more eyes to the league than ever before. The commentary team suggested that the tension arose because sides kept her starters in the game, even after the outcome was clear. With Indiana leading comfortably for most of the fourth quarter, it seemed Quinn took issue with side's decision to maintain her starting lineup, while Seattle had already substituted in their bench players. After the game, Sides and Quinn exchanged handshakes, indicating that the matter was resolved. In her post-game press conference, Quinn addressed the incident, expressing her respect for Sides and clarifying that their conversation was about sportsmanship. Frustration was, or what your conversation was. I respect Christy at the time. Been in this league for a long time. Played for her in Russia. We were just having a spirited conversation about gamesmanship. That's it. Come on. There is no way. Although Sides hasn't publicly commented on the matter, it appears there was merely a misunderstanding, as she was seen apologizing to the Storm's coaching staff post-game. Being the heated moment towards the end, Sunday was a remarkable day for the Fever. Rookie Caitlin Clark shone with 23 points, 9 assists, and 5 rebounds. Kelsey Mitchell also had a standout performance, leading the team with 27 points, while Lexi Hull contributed significantly with 22 points, including an impressive 6 of 7 from being the arc. She's exemplary. This team is on the come. They're a really good team with Caitlin, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, and now Christy Anik. They ain't giving them nothing there. I don't know what's going on with her, but they had a young lady come out the hall with 6 of 7 from the 3, 8 of 10 from the field. But man, they're exciting. But here's where things get really interesting. Caitlin Clark wasn't just dominating on the stat sheet. She was commanding the crowd like a seasoned pro. Every time she made a big play, she pumped up the fans, getting the whole arena on their feet, turning the energy up to electric levels. However, not everyone was impressed, especially not Noelle Quinn. The tension was palpable, particularly when a reporter brought up Clark during the post-game press conference. Yeah, first, Noelle, I guess. Just talk about what you've seen out of Caitlin Clark from the start of the season and her growth to this point now. You could see the annoyance on Quinn's face. Her response was terse, underscoring the friction between the two teams and the impact Clark is having not just on the court, but in the minds of her opponents. Clark's ability to both light up the scoreboard and energize the crowd is part of what makes her such a standout player in the league. She's not just playing the game, she's shaping the narrative. If you're excited to see where this story goes next, make sure to like, share, and follow for more updates on Caitlin Clark's journey and all the latest from the WNBA.